It's the last of the MasterChef semi-finals.
We're looking for a great amateur cook who can make it as a professional. Someone who can turn out exceptional food.
It's an opportunity of a lifetime.
I'm here now to win this.
This is one tough competition.
I'm more determined than ever.
Whoever wins, it'll change their life. Cooking doesn't get tougher than this.
It's the end of the road for one of these 4 exceptional amateur cooks. In this 1-hour programme, they'll have to fight to prove they have the talent to become a MasterChef finalist.
Your time's up, buddy. You got to push.
First, each contestant will be sent to a professional kitchen for an intense masterclass.
Stop touching it.
Hello, guys. Hello, sorry. I'm waiting for the hijiki for the lamb, yeah?
It's then back to MasterChef HQ to show exactly how much they've learnt.
It is a perfect harmony of little dancing flavours.
Finally, they'll have to draw upon all their abilities to cook for the country's most uncompromising food critics.
It's a very nice dish.
I agree with you entirely.
After that, one of them will be going home.
It's tough business. It's pressured at this level. I have got what it takes, so I don't want to leave the competition. No way, not at all.
I'm not ready to give this up. I want it to keep coming. I want to stay here.
Everyone knows they've got to perform, and any kind of slip-ups are going to really be costly at this stage.
I'm a better cook. I've got more ideas. Ultimately, you don't enter any competition without wanting to win it, and I've just got to hope that's enough.
It's 8 a.m. and the 4 semi-finalists set off for their first challenge.
Today, we are going to send them to a different restaurant each. A restaurant that will eradicate what they are weakest at. 4 brilliant cooks. We know they're brilliant cooks. We want to be able to show them new skills, to show them new cuisines, and to enhance them as great cooks.
So far, father of 2 Chris has impressed with some excellent dishes.
My actual mouth is watering as I'm eating.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But he can overcomplicate things and panic under pressure.
The dish looked fantastic before you scattered half of your sangria over the top of it.
To help him simplify and cope under pressure, he's been sent to the Albemarle at Brown's Hotel.
We know for Chris that he has had trouble with his timing. His problem is he gives himself far too much to do. Today we want Chris to learn that he can pare back. He can cut back on the number of processes and the ingredients he uses and still deliver fantastic food.
The Albemarle has a reputation for creating elegant and sophisticated British food using few ingredients.
John Dory, beautiful fish.
To demonstrate, head chef Lee Streeton is cooking up a fillet of John Dory with mash and samphire.
You don't want your pan too hot. Put a little pan on top, OK? That just stops it from just curling up. 3 ingredients, mash, dory, samphire. Easy.
Superb.
Have a taste.
What this teaches you, I think, is that you can get great food that doesn't have to take forever to prepare.
Chris now has to perfect this dish before the lunchtime service begins.
He needs to get his timings right. We don't want him to overcook his fish, we don't want him to undercook his fish. So, timings.
Comeback contestant Andy has impressed with exceptional skill.
I just think it looks outstanding. It's just very clever.
But his lack of attention to detail can let him down.
If a recipe has something like a crepe in it, there is a real big reason for it.
Really is a bit sloppy.
To help him focus, Andy's being sent to the greenhouse, which specialises in classic French cuisine with exacting standards.
Andy has to be consistent, and the idea of being consistent is every single plate getting it right.
Head chef Antonin Bonnet will be teaching Andy to make the French classic poulade de Bresse. It takes up to 2 hours of painstaking preparation just to get the bird ready for roasting. Unless Andy listens carefully and follows each of the numerous processes to the letter, the dish will be a failure.
This is hugely different to my normal cooking. There are processes you never even imagined.
Most importantly, he has to clean the chicken out without damaging the bone structure.
Stop touching it. What's wrong with it? What did the chicken lose, which is essential for the dish?
I've no idea.
No idea. Shape.
Named after the area of France where it's farmed exclusively, a Bresse chicken costs £26, so Andy must handle it with care.
I'm just going to try and stay really focused, really professional, and listen a lot, and keep my gob shut, and just try and learn from everything that chef tells me.
24-year-old Christopher from Suffolk has only been cooking for 3 years. He's a natural cook who's impressed with some elegant modern British classics.
This is good-looking, well-composed, thought-about food.
But Christopher's inexperience can trip him up.
How many you plan to give?
Just the one.
I think you're going to have to give 2 each. They're very tiny.
And unbalance his flavours.
It's overwhelmed with the pesto.
The pesto's a bit strong, not as perfect as it might have been.
He's a skilled natural cook. His hands work really well. His eye is absolutely perfect. He's got to now understand his taste buds. We're going to send him to Zyaka, famed Indian restaurant. This is going to take him right out of his comfort zone and introduce him to a whole new world of flavours.
It takes years to master the complex seasonings of Indian cuisine. Head chef Sanjay Dwivedi has only 2 hours to teach Christopher his signature spicy halibut dish.
Even though you can see so many ingredients, it will take about literally a minute from start to finish.
Right, OK.
Here you've got, like, you know, a long list of different ingredients, and it's just kind of being switched on and being delicate with each of them, so you don't overpower the main feature, which is the fish in this case.
The most important thing, everybody can cook, but you can be a better chef if you keep on tasting things.
During service, Christopher will not only have to balance 8 individual spices, but also cook his fish perfectly.
I feel personally in every challenge it's kind of like your first day at school again. You know, you're feeling nervous, a little bit sick, and at the moment I'm just focused on getting service done to the best I can and hopefully not making too many mistakes.
Remember, taste, taste, taste.
Father of 3, Matt, loves foraging for ingredients and dreams of a family-run restaurant serving his robust, hearty food.
Incredible.
Throughout, presentation has been his biggest problem. Though he is now beginning to understand refinement.
It's the most memorable dish on the menu.
But Matt needs to continue to work on his weakness.
We're sending him to the Kingley Club. Now, that is food from the Far East. And the food from the Far East, it's elegant. And this is what we want this big guy to learn. Elegant, elegant presentation.
Head chef Andrew Lassiter will be teaching Matt how to make miso kohisuji, soybean lamb cutlets with blue cheese dumpling, agretti and dark miso sauce. With this dish, good presentation starts from the moment you trim the lamb.
Going to clean it down, we'll take all the fat off, clean the bones down, ready to be tied up, to keep a nice shape. It's all about the presentation.
I'm scared stiff for the presentation. It's far more delicate than anything I would normally do.
Today he will need to focus and not to panic at any point. Yeah, just basically pay attention. Next, what we're going to do, Matt, is we're going to do the dumpling.
Okay.
And the sauce. Squeeze them in, pushing into the dumpling. Yeah?
I really want to do well for chef. Learn as much as I can.
Matt!
Yes, chef.
Are you awake today, my friend?
Yes, chef.
I hope so, my friend, because it's going to get a bit hairy.
It's 12 o'clock, and across London, lunchtime service is about to begin.
All right, check on, please. Satarte, amachi salad.
Salad, table 35, please.
Tuna one card.
With their morning masterclass over, all 4 contestants now have to put their lessons into practice. At the Albemarle, Chris is thrown straight in at the deep end.
Your first John Dory is for Mr. Hine, one of our most regular guests.
I need some lemon.
Chris, hello fish John Dory now.
2 minutes, chef.
Come on, we need to hurry up, yeah? We sent at table 9 already.
But under pressure, he starts to panic. Old habits die hard, and he throws too much sauce onto the plate.
Chris, can we be a bit careful on the sauce, yeah? Too much sauce.
Yes, chef.
Let's replay that one.
And he's forced to do it again before it can be sent.
Table 2, go. Needs to speed up a little bit. A little bit slow.
It's for real down here. Things are heating up. I feel a bit lost at the moment.
Get it working, mate.
Yes, chef.
With the restaurant full, can Chris put what he's learnt into practice?
2 John Dory.
Lovely. Go.
You don't want to let the chef down, basically.
Is that Dory ready?
On its way, chef.
Beautiful. That's a lot better, that John Dory, a lot better.
Thank you, chef.
Less sauce, good.
With his nerves finally under control, Chris is producing perfect plates of food.
Thank you, chef.
Over at the greenhouse, Andy's spent the morning painstakingly preparing the chicken. With such a complicated dish, Andy must pay attention to absolutely every detail.
I think Andy is a bit twitchy towards what's going to happen.
You just miss one thing and, you know, your dish is going to trip up. We'll wait and see.
Having roasted the chicken, Andy still has 5 more processes to complete before it can be served.
So we just wrap it, okay? And you leave it in a warm environment, and now it's 20 minutes.
While the chicken rests, Andy makes a start on the jus.
If Andy's chicken is not looking perfect, if it's not cooked perfectly, then I can't serve it. That's it. You're done.
Pull right away. Thank you.
After painstakingly following more than a dozen different cooking processes, has Andy succeeded with his poulard de Bresse?
My chicken dish was delicious, actually. It was probably cooked throughout, and the flavour was subtle, and the meat was really lovely and tender, so I was impressed.
It's a pretty an achievement for Andy. He's done really well, really concentrated and focused. Andy did listen to me really well, yes he did.
The food I helped produce is going to teach me about consistency, and that's something maybe I've struggled with throughout the competition, so, you know, I think it's definitely going to help.
Across town at Indian restaurant Zyka, the dining room is packed. Can Christopher overcome his lack of experience whilst under pressure?
Remember, you got 3 more halibuts away. So that means a pan should be on for your cabbage. Good, come on, let's go, because your spice is gonna burn now. Keep an eye on these fish, mate.
Yeah, I will do.
as well as cook the delicate fish to perfection. Christopher has to balance the flavour combinations of the spices.
Okay? Yeah. There's nothing there. So what I suggest you now is you take half of that. Yeah. You start again. Okay. So you need to get that ready. Yeah. You need to get this ready, and you need to get your cabbage ready.
Okay, chef. I mean, it's just a lot of things to take on board, really. There's a lot of things to learn, and just, you know, just trying to think of everything that the chef's taught me.
Taste those onions now, what they're like.
Okay, yeah.
Got it. Well done.
One halibut, chef.
Good man. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Finally, Christopher's first plate makes it to the pass.
Perfect, mate. He is on the right track. I think his confidence is getting better and better, and it can only get better now as the service goes on.
The dining room is buzzing, and more orders flood in.
You need about 8 more portions, please.
8 portions, yes, chef. I've got 10 on order at the moment, so just trying to stay on top of everything. Service, please!
Good, well done.
It's probably one of my favourite dishes. Spectacular. The seasoning was brilliant. Brilliant. Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
You got all your halibut seasoned nicely? Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm buzzing, I'm hot, I'm knackered, you know, a mixture of everything. Adrenaline's just like pumping through you all the time, and I have really, really enjoyed it. I mean, this is what it's all about, this is what I want to do.
Coming to a different environment, a different kitchen, a different culture, all those 3 things, putting them together, he did exceptionally well.
Over at the Kingley Club, lunchtime service is in full swing.
Okay, check on. Main course is 2 lamb, please.
Yes, chef.
Sorry, Matt?
Yes, chef.
Thank you, let's go.
Matt's lamb dish is an immediate favourite, but he needs to cook it to absolute perfection.
3 minutes for a lamb, yeah?
Yes, chef. Okay, mate, your lamb.
It's red raw. Matt, you just cost me a lot of money there, buddy.
Sorry, chef. I'm not sure I'm quite there. The next couple of plates will be interesting.
Hello, guys. Hello, sorry. I'm waiting for the head cheeky for the lamb, yeah? Come on, pull it together, Matt.
Yes, chef.
Matt's second attempt is cooked perfectly.
Matt, the last 2 lamb are pretty good, buddy, yeah?
Thanks, chef.
We're going to plate these 2 up now yourself.
But can he now master plating up such a delicate dish?
Whoa. Don't use your hands, mate.
Sorry, chef.
Spoon. That's what it's there for. Yeah?
Each of the 4 elements has to be carefully positioned in exactly the same place. With a few more attempts, Matt perfects his presentation.
I think you're getting there, huh?
Thank you, chef. I'm learning a lot.
Good. Okay, that's the last check, Matt. I think you did a really good job today. Well done.
Thanks, chef.
No problem. Now get out.
What's different about this kitchen is the amount of precision that the chef uses when he's serving the food. If I can use elements of it and lift my cooking to another level, I'll be over the moon.
I think if he puts his head down and starts to open his eyes to slightly different things, then I can't see any problem why he can't get his presentation exactly as he wants to do it.
For all 4 contestants, their lunchtime service has been a baptism of fire. But their task isn't over yet.
Now your task is to show us what you have learnt. Gentlemen, you're 1 course inspired by your experience in the kitchen. Best of luck. Let's cook.
They now have 1 hour to create a dish which demonstrates that they've overcome their weaknesses.
Tell us about the lesson in the kitchen.
I think the lesson for me was around simplicity, around making the most out of great produce. I mean, have you ever seen less ingredients in my workstation before?
Tell us what your dish is, Chris.
I'm making pan-fried halibut with coastal or sea vegetables and clams. And I've just got to prove to you guys, that I am staying calmer and cooler, responding to all the feedback that I'm getting.
Good luck.
Thank you. Knowing that you can produce great food without there being 30 different ingredients bodes well for the rest of the competition, which I hope I'll still be in.
Every single part of that dish has to be perfect, absolutely perfect, for it to work. We are halfway, half an hour left. Matt, what is your dish today?
On the menu, it's literally written as scallop and prawn. It's an amazing dish.
What do you think you've got to do now, Matt, to progress through this competition?
I need to not lose my flavours in the trying to get presentation.
Now, your family, of course, are way behind you on this. The seafood restaurant that you want to do, still there?
Absolutely, definitely. Still a seafood restaurant, still doing, my food, great flavours. How I balance that with the finesse and the other skills I'm learning, that's what excites me about being here.
We always had big flavours. We just wanted a little bit of refinement, some good presentation. He looks like he's got it. He looks like a man in charge of his own destiny.
I'm feeling enthusiastic. What I'm excited about is showing what I've learned. I'm a big guy. To come out with something pretty with some flowers on the top, that'll shock them.
Christopher, are we going to see you smile today and cook some really good food that you love to cook?
I hope so. I hope I can kind of bring it back. Like Lee show that I have learned from my mistakes in the prior rounds. It's just getting a balance between really good presentation and really good taste.
What's your dish today?
I'm doing a sea bass, and that's going to be served with some spiced beans, and there'll be a tomato and coconut sauce.
Good luck with this. Thanks,
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
What I'm learning about myself is that I've got a good cooking ability. It took me a while to believe it. It's just kind of taking on board everything that everyone's telling you, and then you just start developing loads more self-confidence.
Chris has got his mojo back. He's got his confidence back. That's fantastic. You have 15 minutes left. That's all you've got. What is your dish today, inspired by your time at the greenhouse?
A fillet of veal, which is wrapped in lardo, and then I'm doing a sauce made with a veal jus.
Are you a better cook for the experience?
I was in a professional kitchen yesterday. I absolutely loved it. That's where I would like to go if I won MasterChef. That's where I want to be. That's the environment that excites me.
Do you think that you could be the first comeback contestant to win the championship?
I've always wanted this, and that hasn't changed.
Right. That's fighting talk. Good luck, mate. Good luck, Andy.
Thank you.
I love that he's actually deciding to listen and understand that great classic food can be brilliant food.
I'm definitely learning a lot about consistency, about high standards, about going through all the right method to get a quality end result.
You got 3 minutes to get your food on your plates. 3 minutes. You've got 1 minute to finish off. 1 minute. That's it. Time's up. Time's up. That's it.
For once, Chris has finished with time to spare. But will his pared-down dish of halibut fillet with clams and sea vegetables impress?
It's a light dish with a heavyweight flavouring. I mean, it's good. That's the sort of dish that makes a reputation, that is. Well-seasoned, well-flavoured, elegantly presented, and elegant in your mouth. It just keeps on coming and coming and coming. It's beautiful.
I'm overjoyed, honestly. I'm so pleased.
I kind of want to give you a hug because I'm so pleased for you. And you were so in control. There's no sweat, there's no panic. You know, you've got a big grin on your face.
I'm just glad that I've shown you that hopefully I'm worth sticking with and that I'm taking these lessons in and developing.
Will Andy's fillet of veal with a creamy truffle sauce, mushrooms and asparagus show he's mastered the discipline of French classics?
There's a complex amount of flavours in there, but every single one is identifiable. I think it's really impressive you work so hard, and I'm really pleased you're taking on some of those techniques.
Okay.
That is almost alchemy, trying to mix those flavours like that. And I think you've done them extremely well. I think you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
Will Matt's scallop and prawn with daikon radish show he's learnt to refine his food?
That's actually nothing short of stunning. I've got that beautiful fish, I've got the crunch of the daikon, and it is a perfect, perfect harmony of little dancing flavours. That's accomplished.
Now that, my friend, is what I like to eat. Good food. You've got the depth of flavour, you've got lovely, crispy, caramelised prawn, almost acidic in your mouth, and looks beautiful.
Yeah, I'm pleased. Made up, yeah.
Good man.
No way did I think I'd be able to do that coming into the competition. I wouldn't have even known where to start, to get all the timings right, to get the flavourings right. All of that is just a huge step from where I was not so long ago.
Christopher hopes his spiced Indian sea bass with black-eyed peas will prove he's learnt the art of seasoning.
Love the texture, soft, fish is flaky, like the little crunch of the onions. And then bit by bit, flavour comes creeping up. It's very good, very accomplished dish.
Thanks.
I think it's a really big step for you. I really like it. I like the fact you actually have embraced every single part of your lesson and put it there on a plate. We just want you to pack the flavour that's in this dish here into the food that you love to cook.
John and Greg's comments, I mean, you know, they were great, positive, and that's exactly what I needed, really.
Gentlemen, tomorrow is a big, big day. Now that's what MasterChef's all about. Seeing people grow, seeing people change, seeing their skills being enhanced and preparing them for what comes next.
I think all four of them have absolutely cemented their reputations as outstanding amateur cooks. I mean, we asked them to step up and show us what they'd learned from those restaurant experiences, and crikey, we got it.
The fact is, we are now hurtling towards tomorrow. And tomorrow is their biggest challenge because the four of them will cook for restaurant critics, and at the end of that day, there will only be 3 left. I tell you what, the battle is going to be ferocious.
This is survival of the fittest. These guys are now fighting for their MasterChef lives, and one of them will not survive.
It's the last day of the semi-finals. Everything the contestants have been working for over the last few weeks comes down to today. For one of them, the MasterChef dream is about to end.
Today, it's the critics' table. Restaurant critics who understand what good food's all about.
We know our contestants, we know how much they put into this. These restaurant critics don't know our contestants at all. And even if they did, they wouldn't care.
End of today, we will have our 3 finalists. That's truly exciting. But for one of them, it's going to be heartbreak.
My family, friends, girlfriend, you know, they're all
totally blown away by how far I've got. So if I do go out today, yeah, I really will be gutted.
I'm a comeback contestant, so I was here a year ago with a similar intention, and I'm even more determined.
To go now would be frustrating. I've seen so many people in the sort of work environment that I am in who get laid off in their 50s, and they don't have anything else to go on to. I don't want to be one of those. I want to be kind of making my own way.
I've made no secret that the whole MasterChef experience is, you know, for the whole family as much as it is for me. You know, I really would hate to ring them up today and say, look, I'm out.
At the end of the day, we will name 3 very fortunate finalists. Unfortunately, one of you will be leaving us. Gentlemen, you simply must be on the top of your game.
You will have 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's up to you. Let's cook.
The contestants have an hour and a half to prepare a 2-course meal of their own design.
Chris, beads of sweat starting to come on your brow already. Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
I want a really quick start today. I want to get ahead of the game and then give myself enough time to plate up.
What are you going to cook for our restaurant critics today?
I'm doing a steamed sea bass wrapped in lettuce, served with a leek, saffron and dill sauce for my first course. And then I'm doing a roast fillet of beef with honey glazed onions, a truffle mash, served with a brandy and red currant sauce for my main meal.
What is it that you feel you have to do today?
You can't underestimate the importance of today to me. I've got to deliver. I think today is all about staying composed and dealing with any setbacks.
I think Chris's menu reads very nice. Of course, it's all about execution.
Timing? Will that be Chris's issue? Will that be his undoing? Because if he gets his timing wrong, you know he gets flustered. When he gets flustered, it all starts to fall apart.
I'll be thinking calm, calm, calm.
Andy, a day of focus today.
Yeah, definitely.
You're looking very, very serious.
I am. Got my serious face on.
Tell us about your 2 dishes.
I'm doing a starter of sort of seared spiced tuna with roasted peppers and a little basil dressing, some confit tomatoes, and I am doing a main course of rump of lamb with aubergine and bulgur wheat sort of pilau and an olive and onion spice sauce.
What is the perfect outcome for Andy?
I think today I want to produce food that looks good on a plate and is recognised and is tasty.
Andy, lots of work to do. Good luck.
Yeah, lots of work. Thank you.
It's about consistency. Is that first course going to be as good as the main course? Is the main course going to be as good as the first course?
I've produced 1 or 2 dishes that have really impressed, but others which haven't met the same standard. I'm determined to take on all I can and to improve as much as possible.
Minutes gone already.
What are your 2 dishes, Matt?
First dish is our surf and turf. It's smoked oysters, nice bit of fillet steak, some parmesan mash, and a little bit of samphire just to bring in some saltiness.
And what's your other course?
The other course is a nice little lime tart. Going to serve that with some mascarpone.
How does that quite big, generous, robust beef, how is that followed by this subtle lime tart?
Well, my lime tart's not that subtle. It's one of the reasons I'm serving a little bit of sweet dessert wine with it.
If you get through this, can you win the competition?
I'm focused on today. I'm focused on getting through. If I do get through, I'll do my damnedest to win it, yeah.
Beautiful little tart, lime custard in the centre of it. Really good idea. The question for me for him is, will he get that dainty tart out of the case in one piece?
There's lots that could go wrong? I'm doing pastry in little tart tins. You know, the level of what I'm cooking now compared to what I was doing just a few months ago is you know, chalk and cheese.
Christopher?
Hi guys.
Your 2 dishes are what?
Starter, I'm having a pan-fried fillet steak. It's to be served with a mushroom relish and some horseradish mash. And for pudding, I'm doing individual pear tartans with a rum caramel and vanilla cream.
Rum caramel and vanilla cream. Tell you what, that is right up my strata. Can you get through today?
If I cook how I've cooked in some of the other rounds, then yeah, I'm confident I can get through today.
Do you know that in this competition, today is the first time you've used the word confident about yourself? That is true, which for me means you've come a huge way. Have you got enough in you? Have you got enough of a repertoire and talent, Christopher, to make it in this competition?
No way am I ready to go home yet, and I will be gutted if I go home today.
If I could cook to the best of my ability, if I can cook exactly how I know this dish can taste and how it looks, then I'll be really confident about going through to the final.
Christopher's come back to life and he's doing a really interesting dish. The idea of those mushrooms and onions and beef and potatoes, fantastic flavours. You've got 25 minutes.
Outside, the critics arrive. They all have fearsome reputations. Charles Campion writes for the Evening Standard. With over 20 years' experience, he's one of the country's most revered critics. Kate Spicer writes for the Sunday Times and has wined and dined at some of the best restaurants in the world. She's renowned for her frank, no-nonsense attitude. Jay Rayner is the Observer critic and an award-winning food journalist. For all 4 contestants, this is their last chance to prove they're good enough to stay in the competition.
About 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
Chris will be the first to serve.
Just listen, at the moment you are not working in order.
No, I know.
OK? Clean your board down. You're better off to sacrifice 30 seconds to clean yourself down.
Cooked?
Yeah.
Time's up, mate. Quickly, 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 quickly.
Chris has just managed to plate up in time. But what will the critics make of his steamed sea bass wrapped in lettuce with a leek, saffron and dill sauce?
It's on the brink of underdone.
Yeah, it is. Mine's raw there.
Actually, mine's okay.
But where it is cooked through, it's a very nice dish.
I thought the look of it was very pretty. I think the lettuce is just perfect.
My major issue with this bit of cooking is the suspicion that he's trying to kill me by serving me undercooked fish.
Chris's hopes now rest with his main course.
Happy with him? Maybe a little bit under.
OK, go, 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 go. That one at the end.
Sorry for the slight delay.
Slight delay.
Chris's main is roast fillet of beef, honey glazed onions, truffle mash and a brandy and red currant sauce.
Not big on his greens, is he?
No. That doesn't work, does it? Putting a piece of bloody beef on top of a bit of mashed potato.
Anybody got any truffle in their mash?
Not a flicker.
Not that that's a bad thing, because, you know, I don't get that excited about truffle mashed potato, but if you tell me something, I'm going to expect it. If your mate who can cook a bit served this up at a dinner party, you'd think that was nice enough and you'd enjoy it for the conversation.
It'd be a nice accompaniment to the talking.
Yeah, but that's not what this is about.
This is completely uninspiring.
I fear the cow died slightly in vain.
That was the worst hour and a half of my whole life.
You have 6 minutes, young man. Okay. Are we in charge? I think we're in charge, yeah.
Next to face the critics is Andy, who has previously been let down by a lack of attention to detail.
Composure, Andy. Just composure.
Your time's up.
Andy's first course is seared spiced tuna with roasted peppers, confit tomatoes and a basil dressing.
This is a lovely light fresh dish. There are some really clever little touches. The putting of the capers for a bit of salt and acidity into the peppers turns it into a little bonfire of flavour.
I think he's got the tuna cooked just perfectly. That's very difficult. I think it's really most successful.
It works.
I agree with you entirely.
2 minutes, are you okay?
Just about, I think.
Got about a minute to go. After a minute, you're going to have to go out there, stop and go and tell them.
Your time's up, buddy. You got to push.
Okay.
Okay? Go, go, go.
For his main, Andy's served a Middle Eastern dish, rump of lamb with an aubergine and bulgur wheat pilau and an olive and onion spiced sauce.
The grilled meats on top make a lot of sense because that's what you'd get in the Middle East. So I think Andy's thought very seriously about what he's trying to cook and executed it very well.
It's interesting that it's very much related to the dish that went before. If you saw the two dishes, you know, a week apart, you'd reckon they were by the same person.
I like the idea that you can recognise somebody's cooking style.
It's a very enjoyable plate of food.
That was more manic than I expected, far more manic than I expected. It was difficult under the time pressure, the amount of elements I had to pull together, but yeah, hard work, real eye-opener.
Next up is Matt.
Matt, you have 4 minutes. You got a minute, Matt.
I'm on it.
Can Matt combine both flavour and elegant presentation with his dish of fillet steak with smoked oysters, parmesan mash and samphire?
Can I just say, the appearance of an oyster thrown on top of a steak is like a really giant bogey. But
The oyster
it's
is
not
good.
to say I don't think it's going to taste good.
Personally, I'd say the oyster tastes fantastic. I think it's a new one on me.
Quite interesting, isn't it?
By comparison, the steak is under-seasoned.
The mashed potato with some samphire and smoked oysters would have been a really nice dish. You don't need the meat at all.
Matt's first course has received mixed reviews.
2 minutes left. That's all you got.
And now his second course is in trouble. With only a couple of minutes to serve the tarts, they're too hot to come out of the tin.
There's no way in the world you're going to do it quickly, is it? It's your choice. You can rush it, they'll fall apart, or you can go out there and say to them, I need at least another 5 minutes to get the tarts out properly. It's up to you.
I'll go and do that. Terribly sorry, I'm getting the tarts out. I do not want to serve you broken tarts. There'll be another few minutes. They're out of the oven. They will be good.
With no spares, there can be no mistakes.
Push like mad.
But will Matt's lime tart served with mascarpone and sweet dessert wine be to the critics' taste?
Okay, that's definitely a lime tart.
Really? Really? So good. That's quite an extraordinary effect on your mouth. It's like you put it in your mouth and the lime shoots through like a needle at the other side of your jaw.
It is marginally better if you eat it with the pastry.
It is the kind of dessert that will turn you to drink.
Matt is wildly ambitious, and he is trying to do gussied up, sharp restaurant dishes, and failing, I'm afraid.
Oh. I'm pleased I got my lime tart out. Yeah, I'm just a bit disappointed on the timing.
9 minutes.
Christopher is the last to serve the critics.
Off you go. Good lad.
His first course is pan-fried fillet steak served with a mushroom relish and horseradish mash.
He's got the mash prize for me out of the 3 mashes.
The steak is, I think, good to eat.
Not a bad piece of meat.
This is a plateful of food which shows culinary intelligence.
There's something quite interesting about this cook, for sure.
How long ago?
At least another 5 minutes. We're starting to move a bit.
Well, you got 3. So if I was you, I'd walk out and I'd say your dessert's going to be 7 minutes late. They'll give you 10.
Yep. I do apologise, guys, but the dessert's going to be about another 7 minutes, OK?
7 precisely.
7 minutes precisely. Yeah. Better get back in there. Do we forgive him 7 minutes?
Better he has another 7 minutes and we have a good lunch.
Come on, they've waited long enough, let's go.
Sorry for the wait, guys.
Will his individual pear tartins with a rum caramel and vanilla cream be worth the wait?
Good chewy toffee.
Any dessert which ends up with you with toffee in your teeth is a good one.
Nice caramelisation on the top of the pear. Bit of star anise, giving a whiff of spice to it. Some cold cream to stop you burning your mouth. This is straight haze. It's absolutely perfect in every respect.
It's definitely worth waiting for. He did a proper job. I would have actually probably liked to have waited maybe a minute or 2 more and seen it a bit more brown and caramelised.
It was really hard, hot, tiring. I had a little bit of a timing issue with the pudding. I know that I've made an error, and I just hope that is the only error that I've made, and hopefully my food will be good enough to take me through, rather than my timing.
The contestants wait while John and Greg find out exactly what the critics thought.
Actually, the quality was pretty high. There are a couple of low points, but some dishes which had us humming cheerfully to ourselves, and we're not generally cheerful people, as you know. We're hard to please, and there was quite a lot that we found pleasing.
You can usually rely on one dish at least being completely laughable, but no. This time's actually been rather disappointing. I can't be very vicious or mean at all.
Like the bulgur wheat thing, very much. Like the individual pear tatin, very much.
It's certainly a case of 2 up, 2 down. I think we go further and say we both really liked Andy and Christopher for various reasons. And the question marks are all around Chris and Matt.
Thank you. It's been helpful to an extent. I don't know where it puts us right now, but I think we've got a fairly tough decision. We've got 4 amateur cooks. They have done their ultimate task on the semi-finals and cooked for restaurant critics. What you and I have to do right now is send one of them home.
I agreed completely with the restaurant critics today. They said they had 2 ups and 2 downs, 2 highs, 2 lows. One of their highs was Andy, the other one of their highs was young Christopher. Andy, he needed a big round today, Andy. He was back with the food he loves. We had the flavours of North Africa, and he set the place alight. Those critics absolutely loved him.
Andy's problem all the way through this competition has been consistency. For him, it was about getting his personality on a plate, and actually, it probably paid off for him.
I really, really hope that my name won't get called today to go home. I desperately don't want it to be the end for me. I know how great the opportunities are, and that's always what I was here for, so, you know, I'm fingers crossed for someone else's name.
Christopher's job definitely was about getting flavour in his food. That's what we've always said about Christopher.
I think he cooked his piece of beef perfectly. I think his mashed potato with the horseradish in was a nice idea. It worked.
And a really delicious, clever, elegant dessert. And you look at that food and think, you know what? That's not dinner party food. That's next stage up.
I think he lines up as one of the successes today.
I went out there today wanting to prove that I have got the confidence and I have got the ability and I have got the ability to learn what they've told me and you know, rectify the mistakes that I've made.
All right, Christopher is in. Andy's in. It's now Matt and Chris.
Today, I really wanted to strangle Chris. He said that he'd learnt the lesson of being organised, being ordered, and he just didn't even start off that way. As soon as Chris starts to panic, things start to go wrong, timing goes awry, and it just doesn't finish the way he needs it to finish off. There were mistakes all over the place. Onions weren't glazed. The beef was undercooked because he wasn't watching what was going on. He didn't give himself enough time to even season his mashed potato. He was so far behind.
He didn't have the best of it today. He really didn't. And the look on his face. I mean, he could hardly get his chin off the floor, that fella.
I did my best. You know, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I probably should have, you know, picked something a lot quicker that would have been a lot less challenging. And that, you know, those sort of decisions are what get you through or don't.
Up to now, Matt has given me some of the most memorable dishes I've eaten. I don't know what the guy was thinking of today. That was a nightmare.
The beef was undercooked, the mashed potato wasn't very good, the lime tart, too astringent. But there were lovely little points, though, to Matt's food today. The smoked oyster with the samphire, I really liked it. The pastry was perfectly, beautifully thin and absolutely perfectly cooked. He did do himself justice to an extent.
I cooked the plates of food that I wanted to cook. I don't think I cooked my full potential. I think I've got an awful lot of potential still to come.
Oh, John. I am torn today. My front runners going into this round were Matt and Chris. And the worst 2 performers here today were now Matt and Chris. It's been a complete turnaround. And it's left me with a serious dilemma here, John.
We've seen their journey so far. We understand how they've improved as cooks. What you and I have to do right now is send one of them home. I think it's a real tough one.
I would love for this to carry on further than today. I can't imagine not being in it and it carrying on without me here.
I'm not confident. Certainly not overconfident. I'm not confident I'm going through.
You guys have come so far, and I applaud each and every one of you.
Our decision has been made. The person leaving us is Chris. Sorry, Chris.
I'm disappointed. I didn't perform on the day when it mattered, and I just made too many mistakes, really. And I'll look back on this as being an incredible achievement, because to get to the last 4 of something as big as MasterChef is definitely something to be proud of. At this point in time, I think I just need to get home, see the family. I've enjoyed every minute of it. So there aren't many things in life that you can say that about.
Gentlemen, congratulations, you are our finalists.
I'm made up, I'm through. So I'm excited. I don't know what's coming next, but I'm looking forward to it.
I'm in the final. I can't believe it. I'm absolutely over the moon. I think, you know, the fact that I'm a comeback contestant and I had a crack at this before and now I've come back does make it all the sweeter. When the finals come, I will be definitely raring to go.
Being told that I'm now a finalist in MasterChef, if you'd have said that to me when I came in that first day, shaking like a leaf, if I'd have got through that, I was chuffed. But yeah, I'm chuffed to bits.
Right. Yeah, we've got an adventure begins now. A big adventure.
For the finals, the gloves are off.
I don't know if I'm going to get it done.
As our finalists are thrown into the most extreme challenges yet.
These guys are waiting to be fed at 8 o'clock. You better get across there.
In some of the most daunting surroundings.
They're just sitting now. They're sitting early.
Come on, let's go. Come on. Really need to get a shift on, yes?
For some of the most discerning palates in the world.
It's perfectly done.
By the end of it, Matt, Andy or Christopher will become MasterChef champion.